Redevelopment basically unlocks the potential of the land underneath an old building. In the general populace is that builder hai to chor hai. Sorry to use that. There is a whole industry which अभी एक 2-3 सालों में निकली है across the country, जो है dummy bidders की. 30-40 years ago there was no concept of having amenities, at most a children's playground. एक member होता है जो नाराज ही रहेगा, आप पता नहीं कुछ भी दे दो, मार्बल फ्लोरिंग लगा दो, इटालियन मार्बल लगा दो, नाराज ही रहेगा.
Welcome back to Front Row, India's leading podcast on leadership, where we bring you unfiltered conversations with people who are shaping the industries of the future. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most probably misunderstood and complex issues, and we'll definitely try to keep this not so serious conversation. To decode this, who is better than someone who has been in this industry on the forefront for last 20 years? We have Mr. Radhikesh Uttarwar, who is legal advisor to India's leading housing projects that are happening in today's world of real estate. Great. Before we definitely dive into the topic, I think Radhikesh, this is going to be definitely one of the most knowledgeable and also kind of serious podcasts that we are going to have.
We'll try and keep it not so serious like you said, and the idea is to decode it so that it becomes simpler. Correct. That's always the goal.
I think there has always been a lot of misunderstanding on these issues of, in general, in terms of real estate. I think, and when it comes to redevelopment, it's even more.
True. See, real estate as a whole, I'd like to say that there's always been a few black sheep. It's not always bad, right. but the way it's made out in the general populace is that builder hai to chor hai. Sorry to use that, but that's a common man, a common usual middle class man always has this at the back of their mind, right. That a builder is always out to fleece them. There's always that concept. And then add to that redevelopment where I have to hand over my own living home Correct. To a developer right. In the hope that somewhere down the line I'm going to get a home back. Correct. The bias, that fear works in very, very unique ways right. when you're trying to put together a redevelopment project or a deal together. Right. Because obviously you'll appreciate the fact trust is paramount. Absolutely. I'm giving somebody my home, where I've lived for the past 30, 40 odd years. Right. So trust is paramount, and then the word builder inspires mistrust. So hence, we keep trying to decode it so that it becomes simpler. Right. And that's what the goal should be today, I think, to try and see that it makes it simpler and easier to understand for most people.
I think last time when we spoke, you gave a very nice example of how it's more relevant, like you have a joint family.
Absolutely.
It's a modern version of that.
True. So to a lot of projects where I approach societies as a developer's legal advisor or trying to give them more information on what redevelopment is, I always equate it to having a joint ancestral property. Right. पुराने ज़माने में there used to be families, large joint families. Right. मासियाँ होती थी, चाचा होते थे, फूफा होते थे, सबकी joint ownership of that property. Right. Society is no different. We all live as a family. A cooperative housing society lives like a family. Right. And just as in any family, there's always the one fufaji is always going to be upset about things. एक member होता है जो नाराज ही रहेगा, आप पता नहीं कुछ भी दे दो, मार्बल फ्लोरिंग लगा दो, इटालियन मार्बल लगा दो, नाराज ही रहेगा. एक member होता है जो young होता है, जो over eager होता है, नहीं कर लेते, चलो सब लोग कर लेते हैं, कुछ भी करके करेंगे. Every society has that one member. Right. The idea is to take them all together and utilize the land which has your joint ownership to deliver the most possible benefit to the members. At the same time, make it commercially viable for the developer who's coming in. Obviously, बात है कोई charity करने तो आ नहीं रहा है. Builder भी अपना फायदा देखेगा. The key is to bring an equilibrium between the two. Right. होता ये है, the concept that people have in mind is builder will try and maximize his profit. Society keeps resisting till they think कि अब limit आ गई, अब इससे ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेगा. And that's where a lot of projects get stuck in limbo. So, hence that example, it's like a joint family. You have to get people together, you have to get the senior guys to sit people down and say, calm down, you stop being such a pain in the wrong place, and then take everybody together.
True. Now that we are discussing about redevelopment, right? What will be the simplest definition according to you of redevelopment?
All right. So essentially, there are interplays of laws. I won't go into the technical details. A society, a cooperative housing society, is the owner of a plot of land,
Right.
which is located typically in the center of the city. Now, of course, our center keeps changing every 10 years. Farther and farther locations. When that building was constructed, a specific floor space index, FSI जिसको हम कहते हैं, was available on that plot. Let's say 1:1.
Right.
1000 स्क्वायर फुट पे आप 1000 स्क्वायर फुट बना सकते हो. As time goes on, उस 1000 स्क्वायर फुट पे आप 3000 स्क्वायर फुट बना सकते हो. You are still sitting in an old crumbling building which is 30-40 odd years ago. G+1, G+2 building है.
Right.
Everywhere around you, you're seeing 30 floors, 15 floors go up on the same size of plots. Redevelopment basically unlocks the potential of the land underneath an old building
Right.
to be able to give you a new building with newer amenities, better specifications, plus a larger area than what you probably had
Right.
all those years back.
Correct.
So that's what redevelopment is all about.
Right.
Of course, in the process, somebody makes a profit out of it.
Of course.
And then that's pretty much it.
Right. Now that you mentioned, I think these are major benefits. Is there anything else in terms of benefits that you think is something that everyone should be aware of?
Absolutely. See, it's really a no-brainer. Redevelopment mein, you're giving up a 30-40-year-old house,
Right.
which probably had, if you remember those old spotted tiling, जो होता था पुराने ज़माने के घरों में, old fittings, old types of layouts,
Right.
balconiयाँ बड़ी बड़ी, rooms छोटे छोटे, congested.
Correct.
Today, architecture has made great progress. मटीरियल्स हैव मेड ग्रेट प्रोग्रेस. जो हम पहले बनाते थे और जो आज यूज़ होते हैं घरों में, मटीरियल्स अलग हो गए हैं. टेक्नोलॉजी हैज़ मेड ग्रेट प्रोग्रेस. टुडे यू हैव ऑटोमेटेड होम्स, यू हैव अदर थिंग्स which you are able to do in a modern house. You're trading in for an old house, taking up to 2-3 years of discomfort where you have to live somewhere else, obviously, but coming back to a house which is up to date. The biggest benefit it delivers is in terms of the sale value. Think about it. 30-40 साल पुरानी building में 1 BHK is worth what? Maybe 17-18 odd lakhs.
Correct.
You are upgrading to a 2 BHK in a swanky new tall building which is worth about 1 crore of rupees suddenly. So that quantum jump which you see in the value of your property plus your quality of life improves significantly. Amenities नहीं होती थी पहली बिल्डिंग में. मतलब 30-40 years ago there was no concept of having amenities. At most a children's playground.
Right.
एक झूला, एक slide. That's pretty much it.
Correct.
Today you need swimming pools, you need saunas, you need gyms, you need conference rooms, you need a mini banquet hall, which is standard in most new projects.
Yeah, correct.
So
All
you
the amenities are
correct. So you're able to upgrade to all of that. So really, there's always only a plus side to redevelopment. There, I haven't come across anything कि जहाँ घाटा है, कुछ loss हुआ है of a person going into redevelopment. Yes, there will be caveats. There are things that you need to be careful of, that you don't get stuck in the nightmare situation. आपने सुना होगा 10 साल पहले redevelopment के लिए दे दी थी, अब तक कुछ नहीं बना.
That's what I was going to say, that everything looks Why is not everyone doing it? Why is there still opposition to this thing?
Correct. So like I said, opposition comes from two things. One is a bias or a misconception in most people's minds that once they hand over their flats to the developer,
Right.
उसके बाद अगर मुझे उस टाइम पीरियड में नहीं मिला तो क्या? What do I do
Correct.
in that case? 10 years ago, this doubt would have been very well founded because the laws at that time governing real estate were not as consumer friendly or as flat owner friendly as they should have been. So you must have heard पुराने ज़माने में कई सारे projects हैं where across the country we've heard builder ने पैसे ले लिए, flat ही नहीं दिया, भाग गया, चला गया, कुछ नहीं हो पा रहा. The biggest turnaround comes in 2017 with RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Authority. By Central Act and then State Acts, every state now has its own RERA authority.
Okay.
पहले की redevelopment projects were just that, projects. And the idea behind why so many developers went bust overnight was the modus operandi जो चलता था पहले is एक project launch करो, advertise करो, 50 लोगों से बुकिंग अमाउंट ले लो, उस बुकिंग अमाउंट से नया प्लॉट खरीदो, वहाँ दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट करो. सो इस प्रोजेक्ट से मिला हुआ पैसा दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट में जा रहा था. रेरा जैसे ही आता है, द फर्स्ट थिंग रेरा डिड वाज सेट अप व्हाट आर कॉल्ड एज एस्क्रो अकाउंट्स. 70% of the money coming into a project stays in that project. Any redevelopment project now which exceeds a certain area, which is most redevelopment projects, will have to be registered with RERA as a new project because developer खुद के भी तो फ्लैट बेचेगा उसमें कुछ. Suddenly now you've got the protection of laws like RERA to a new project. So timeline wise, whether developer भाग जाएगा या मेरे पैसे लेकर या हमारा घर लेके भाग जाएगा, किसी और को बेच देगा, ये जो fear psychosis था एक concerning redevelopment projects and you know those tales जो बताई जाती हैं लोग, अरे पता है ऐसा हो गया था, bad experiences which are circulated, good experiences वाले लोग generally अपने अपने घरों में खुश है, कोई आके बता नहीं रहा कि अरे fantastic हो गया, 3 साल में घर आ गया, बढ़िया सा घर आ गया, वो कोई नहीं आके बता रहा. बैड वाले बहुत वोकल है. सो यू नो द प्रीडोमिनेंस ऑफ दोज बैड एक्सपीरियंसेस, तो एक तो उसकी वजह से नहीं जा रहा है. अब रेरा जैसे लॉज आ जाने की वजह से दैट शुड नॉट बी अ फियर. द सेकेंड वन इज देर इज ए होल इंडस्ट्री विच अभी 1-2-3 सालों में निकली है अक्रॉस द कंट्री, जो है डमी बिडर्स की. डमी बिडर्स. सो लेट्स से मैं एक रीडेवलप, मेरी सोसाइटी है, मेरे प्लॉट पे मैक्सिमम मुझे मिल सकता है 40-50% एडिशनल एरिया. मेरा आज 1000 स्क्वायर फुट का फ्लैट है, मुझे 1500 का मिल सकता है फिजिबिलिटी देखते हुए एक नॉर्मल सिनेरियो में. ऐसी एजेंसीज अब पैदा हो गई हैं, क्योंकि पहले ये हो गया था ना टेंडरिंग करना पड़ता है. तो न्यूज़पेपर में ऐड देखी, मेरी फिजिबिलिटी 50% है, बट जस्ट टू मडी द वाटर्स वो बिड डालेगा 100%, आपको 100 पे 100% दूंगा. फिनेंशियली उसकी कोई कैपेबिलिटी नहीं है कि आपका प्रोजेक्ट बिल्ड कर सके, ना ही उसको कोई खास एक्सपीरियंस है कि आपका प्रोजेक्ट कर पाए, बट वो बिड ज़रूर करेगा कि मैं 100% देने के लिए तैयार हूँ. अब जब सोसाइटी में आता है तो ये दिखेगा बाकी लोग तो 30-40 दे रहे, ये अचानक 100% दे रहा, तो इसको बुक कर देते हैं, पास कर देते हैं, इसको डन, ठीक है. ये आपसे LOI ले लेगा कि आई एम सपोज टू बी दी डेवलपर, और फिर ये मार्केट में निकल पड़ते हैं रेप्यूटेड बिल्डर्स के पास कि सर देखो मेरे पास है, अब बताइए आप कितने में लोगे, मुझे कितना कमीशन दोगे, ये सोसाइटी आप ले लो, और उस चक्कर में 2-3 साल का डिले हो जाता है. सो डमी बिडिंग वाला ये जो एक एंड पहले ज़माने में ये हुआ करता था यार, रीडेवलपमेंट यूज्ड टू बी दी डोमेन ऑफ हाईली स्पेशलाइज्ड पीपल. टुडे यू विल सी एड्स ऑन रिक्शाज, वी असिस्ट इन रीडेवलपमेंट, आपने देखी होंगी एड्स होने लगे. सो एज एन इंडस्ट्री जब सडनली कोई एक एस्पेक्ट में स्पर्ट आता है, ग्रोथ आता है, ऑब्वियसली माल एलिमेंट्स उसके साथ में आ जाते हैं. सो हेंस नॉट मेनी पीपल आर यू नो वेरी एंथुजियास्टिक अबाउट इट. टू कम बैक टू योर क्वेश्चन, उसलिए ज़्यादा नहीं हो पा रहा है.
Rewards are there, just that I think people need to evaluate the risk.
Correct.
Find out who is the actual bidder.
Absolutely.
This one is the dummy bidder and all those.
Correct.
And I'm sure government has a lot of probably legal things in all of this.
Correct. So 2018 में, so I'll speak for the state of Maharashtra. पहले क्या हुआ करता था, रीडेवलपमेंट में ट्रांसपेरेंसी ना होने की वजह से देयर वाज अ वेरी लार्ज परसेंटेज ऑफ साइड डील्स. तो डेवलपर टिपिकली चेयरमैन सेक्रेटरी को कहता था सर एक काम करते हैं, आपको थोड़ा स्क्वायर फुटेज एक्स्ट्रा दे दूंगा, बाकी लोगों को मनाइए कि कम ले लें, बट आपका एक्स्ट्रा, आपका फ्लैट अंदर से फर्निश कर दूंगा, आपको AC लगवा दूंगा. ये दिस टाइप ऑफ साइड डील्स वर बीइंग ऑफर्ड. और कई जगहों पर कंप्लेंट्स की गई. देयर वर सेवरल लीगल प्रोसीडिंग स्टार्टेड, जहां पर लोगों ने बोलना शुरू कर दिया कि नहीं ये गलत तरीके से अपॉइंट हुआ है. सो स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र रियलाइजिंग दिस कोऑपरेटिव्स डिपार्टमेंट ने एक सर्कुलर निकाल दिया इन द ईयर 2018-19 के आसपास ऑन द प्रोसीजर टू बी फॉलोड. इफ देर इज इवन अ सिंगल डिसेंटिंग पर्सन इन द सोसाइटी, ये प्रोसीजर फॉलो होगा. उस प्रोसीजर में स्टेजेस लेआउट किए हैं. सबसे पहला स्टेज, अपॉइंट एन आर्किटेक्ट सोसाइटी के फंड से, डोंट रिलाई ऑन द डेवलपर. अपना खुद का एक आर्किटेक्ट, अपना खुद का एक लॉयर और अपना खुद का एक प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टेंट अपॉइंट करो. आर्किटेक्ट आपको लाके देता है फिजिबिलिटी रिपोर्ट. और स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट तो बाद की बात हो गई. स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट ये हुआ करता था कि 30 साल once the cost of maintaining the building becomes prohibitive and it's easier to tear it down and rebuild it. But nowadays we are seeing more and more कि that is not such a big consideration. See, पुरानी कई सारी ऐसी बिल्डिंग्स हैं जहाँ पर अब तक कुछ हुआ नहीं है. पुराना कंस्ट्रक्शन अच्छा खासा मजबूत हुआ करता था. So that is not the primary criteria कि the building has to be so dilapidated कि आप कर ही नहीं पाओ. इफ द जनरल बॉडी डिसाइड्स कि नहीं, हो गए 30 साल हो गए, भले डिलैपिडेटेड हो चाहे ना हो, वी वांट टू गो फॉर रीडेवलपमेंट, नथिंग स्टॉप्स. आई मीन ऐसा नहीं है कि स्ट्रक्चरल रिपोर्ट नहीं होगा तो होगा नहीं. इट कैन स्टिल हैपन. द फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज अ फीजिबिलिटी रिपोर्ट कि इस प्लॉट को देखते, आपके अबटिंग रोड को देखते हुए, मेरा बाहर का रोड 6 मीटर है, 12 मीटर है, 30 मीटर है, लॉस के हिसाब से मुझे एफएसआई कितना मिलेगा इस प्लॉट पे आज की डेट में. रोड नैरो है तो कम मिलेगा, रोड बड़ा है, मैं मेन रोड फेसिंग हूं तो ज्यादा एफएसआई मिलेगा. ये सब आइडिया आपको एक चार्टर्ड आर्किटेक्ट ही दे सकता है. सो द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज टू अपॉइंट दैट आर्किटेक्ट, गेट अ फीजिबिलिटी रिपोर्ट कि कितना मिलना चाहिए. सो यू हैव एन आइडिया कि दिस इज द मीडियन एंड करेक्ट, एंड दिस रूट्स आउट इवन दोज अदर फॉल्स बिडर्स. जैसे मैंने कहा था, जब आपको पता है मेरा ये आर्किटेक्ट बोल रहा है 50% मिलेगा, ये आकर के 100-150 बोल रहा है, मतलब नहीं होने वाला है. सो दिस इज बोगस. So we start with that process. Thereafter comes your project management consulting. Public bidding होता है, टेंडर इवेल्युएशन होता है थ्रू दी प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टेंट. मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टेंट आपकी जनरल बॉडी में आके प्रेजेंट करता है कि ये 4 बिल्डर्स आए हैं जिन्होंने बिड किया है, उनमें से वी हैव डिफाइंड द क्राइटेरिया ऑन हाउ वी आर इवेल्युएटिंग दोज डेवलपर्स. पास्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स हो गए, उनके पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस हो गए, तो लास्ट 3 years फाइनेंशियल्स हो गए, कितनी डेट में है कंपनी, सिर्फ कर्जा लेकर के बना रही है या खुद का कैश भी इन्वेस्ट करती है. आपका सीए एक इवेल्युएट कर देगा उसको. ये करने के बाद में द जनरल बॉडी वोट्स टू डिसाइड ओके दिस गाय सीम्स ओके. सो दैट ट्रांसपेरेंसी इज मेंटेन्ड थ्रू आउट द एंटायर प्रोसेस फॉर सिलेक्शन. प्लस एक पॉइंट और रखा गया है, आफ्टर यू सिलेक्ट, मतलब ड्यूरिंग द सिलेक्शन जनरल बॉडी मीटिंग, द डेप्यूटी रजिस्ट्रार ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव हाउसिंग सोसाइटी विच इज द गार्डियन अथॉरिटी, उनसे भी आपको एनओसी लेना पड़ता है. इन द सेंस उनका एक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव आपकी जनरल बॉडी में आएगा टू एंश्योर कि डमी वोटिंग नहीं हो रही है, आप ऐसे ही हाथ नहीं खड़े कर रहे हो. देर इज अ प्रोसेस बीइंग फॉलोड एंड द डेवलपर हु इज बीइंग सिलेक्टेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ हिज ऑफर एंड ऑन द बेसिस कि ये सबसे बढ़िया ऑफर हमको आज मिली है. सो ये ट्रांसपेरेंसी उस सर्कुलर ने डिफाइन कर दी. उसके बाद व्हाट स्टार्टेड हैपनिंग इज दैट people started using this as a way to derail the process. तो लोगों ने ये शुरुआत कर दी कोर्ट में जाकर के कि अरे सर, एक वेबसाइट बनाने को कहा था सर्कुलर ने रीडेवलपमेंट की, जिसपे सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपलोड होने थे. अब 18 मेंबर की सोसाइटी क्या वेबसाइट बनाएगी? सी आई अंडरस्टैंड फॉर लार्जर सोसाइटीज, कई एकड़ों का जहां पर होता है, एक 8-10 फ्लैट की सोसाइटी, उसमें क्या वेबसाइट बनेगा? लेकिन somebody who wants to extract something extra from the developer, वो जाकर के केस करने लग गए. So thankfully then in 2020 and 2021 in various judgments the Bombay High Court clarified कि भैया ये गाइडलाइंस हैं, लॉ नहीं है. हाँ, ऐसा कोई नहीं है कि एक पॉइंट भी अगर इसमें से चूक गया तो मैं रीडेवलपमेंट कैंसिल कर दूंगा. दैट इज नॉट द केस. These are guidelines to be followed to ensure transparency. So now to a large extent when that process is followed, we find that ये side deals वाला business goes away entirely. So now that also, when we are talking about why the misconceptions that people had on how to go about it, the government has brought forth a procedure, laid down a procedure अगर आपको लगता है दैट देयर मे बी एलिगेशंस रेज्ड अबाउट द फेयरनेस ऑफ द प्रोसेस, देन ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू फॉलो एवरीथिंग टू द टी. गाइडलाइंस बना दिए हैं, उसका ये फायदा होता है. अभी जैसे आई एम डूइंग वन प्रोजेक्ट, आई वोंट नेम वेयर एग्जैक्टली. There are two roads. One is a 24-meter road, the other is a 6-meter lane.
Okay.
Society is located next to the 6-meter lane.
Right.
आज उनको मिल के 10-15% इंक्रीज मिल सकता है. मेन रोड पे एक डेवलपर का कमर्शियल प्लॉट था, उसको 30 मीटर रोड की वजह से ट्रिमेंडस FSI बेनिफिट. इफ दिस सोसाइटी टीम्स अप विद दिस डेवलपर एंड अमालगमेट्स द प्लॉट, उनको पूरा 30 मीटर का बेनिफिट मिल रहा है. अब ये बेनिफिट उनको कोई और डेवलपर नहीं दे सकता, ऑब्वियसली बात है. नाउ इन दैट केस व्हाट हैपेंस, शुड वी देन स्टिल गो फॉर द पब्लिक टेंडरिंग प्रोसेस? बिकॉज कोई सेंस ही नहीं बन रहा. क्या करोगे आप पब्लिक टेंडर करके, जब पता है इससे बेहतर कोई नहीं दे सकता, बाकी कोई भी आएगा इंडिविजुअल प्लॉट देख करके देगा. This guy has the distinct advantage. So like I said, this developer who has the access to a 30-meter road has a distinct advantage to offer to the society which no other developer can. So now in this kind of scenario, then should we go for public tendering? Should we go for anything else? There is where the flexibility in the rules comes into play. You are able to say in your own general body and make a resolution say कि हम इसके साथ जाएंगे. That's it. We don't want to look at any other developer. We're going to go with this particular developer. So the rules are at the same time strict enough to ensure transparency. They are allowing you to make sure that no member of the society is disadvantaged. Fairness है procedure में, but at the same time allowing you the flexibility that if you see a distinct advantage like what I just told you, you can take it merely by a general body resolution. You don't have to take any other permissions to subvert that entire process.
Correct.
So that's where we are at. Like I said, it's both.
And I think now that the processes are becoming simpler, there are terms like like where people do it by themselves.
Self-redevelopment. That's oh yeah.
Right.
Our honorable CM has been a big proponent of self-redevelopment, particularly in Bombay.
Okay.
मुंबई में बहुत ज़्यादा अग्रेसिवली प्रमोट किया जा रहा है. पुणे फेडरेशन इज प्रमोटिंग इट वेरी अग्रेसिवली, trying to tell societies that you should go for self redevelopment. Now what is self redevelopment? Any developer जिसको आप अपॉइंट करते हो, when you bring in a developer to do redevelopment of your society, he is naturally going to look at turning a profit. So one part of the excess is going to go to him. कोई charity में नहीं करेगा. The idea is the society as a entity, as the owner of the land, takes a loan, applies for permissions, develops it by itself by engaging a contractor, and the entire additional benefit that is available on that land gets passed on to members. ये idea है. The concept is beautiful. On ground, I can see, I mean, off the cuff of my this thing, I can see around 20 major problems that will crop up. So a lot of in execution, obviously.
Right.
See, the CM himself addressed one about a week ago.
Right.
When you go for plan sanctioning, आपको एक चलान भरना पड़ता है to the Pune Municipal Corporation to get your plan sanctioned. उस चलान की value is in crores, depending on the size of your plot and the area which you are looking at sanctioning. The Pune Municipal Corporation, you've got to pay some premium. अब let's say एक 2-3 करोड़ रुपया है उसका. Where does a society come up with 2-3 crores? Obviously, it can't come up with 2-3 crores at the outfront. I mean, no bank has touched anything because अब तक आपका plan sanction नहीं है. अब 2-3 करोड़ रुपया देना है. So अगर society के पास reserve है तब तो ठीक है. Otherwise, where does the society come up? So then they came out with the point. They said, okay, let's defer it. आप चलान बाद में भरो, सैंक्शन अभी ले लो सेल्फ रीडेवलपमेंट के लिए, चलान बाद में भरो 3 साल बाद, लेकिन उस पे यू आर गोइंग टू पे 8% इंटरेस्ट. सो नाउ अ सेल्फ रीडेवलपिंग सोसाइटी इज डूइंग बोथ थिंग्स. मैं बैंक का लोन भर रहा हूँ और ये चलान का इंटरेस्ट भी भर रहा हूँ, प्लस मेरे सारे मेंबर्स को रेंट भी दे रहा हूँ, ऑल आउट ऑफ माई ओन पॉकेट, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली यू आर डिमोलिशिंग अ बिल्डिंग. You have to do the execution. So whenever people come to me, sir, करें क्या, I always advise एक काम करो, 3 members को बोलो अपनी नौकरियां छोड़ दें, fix their salary, and make sure that 3 members are paying 100, I mean, full-time attention to your project.
Correct. So they act as a this thing. Like
Watchdog. But nahin, let's be honest, that's not something. See, Mumbai in terms of redevelopment is a very mature market. मुंबई में रीडेवलपमेंट 30 साल पहले शुरू हो गया था, 40 साल पहले शुरू हो गया था. So it has matured, it has seen the ups, it has seen the downs, it has seen contractors arise. The ecosystem for self redevelopment possibly, if it exists, would exist at this stage in Mumbai. वहाँ पर भी people are finding it very difficult. Pune simply does not have the ecosystem for self redevelopment. वो बोलने में अच्छा लगता है, but we don't have that kind of ecosystem. The single window clearance. 100 तरीके के I need permissions. Ministry of Defence, Fire NOC, Water NOC, EC, Environmental Clearance लगता है अगर 1 लाख स्क्वायर फुट के ऊपर है. Who, I mean, a developer does this as a course of business.
And they'll have their own.
They have their own people who do the licensing, all of that. That ecosystem exists for them.
Right.
You and me decide tomorrow कि चलो मैं जाकर के I want to get Ministry of Defence clearance. Not going to happen. Not going to happen unless you give it all up.
Right.
So unless there is an ecosystem which supports self redevelopment, I wouldn't advise that to any of my clients at the moment.
Right. Since we are talking about Pune, what do you think is like number wise or approximately will be the buildings or houses which are going to come into redevelopment?
So that's a very interesting. We did this exercise with the Department of Cooperation just some time back. When the Urban Land Ceiling Act was in place, ULC Act, जिसको हम बोलते हैं, an individual or a private owner could not own more than 1,000 square meters of land in an urban agglomeration. Pune was an urban agglomeration. So 1,000 square meter के ऊपर आप land hold ही नहीं कर सकते as an individual owner. तो लोगों ने exempt classes ढूंढ लिया. अब exempt में 2 ही classes थे, एक तो cooperative society और एक trust. So during the subsistence of the ULC Act, you will find अनगिनत सोसाइटियां बन गई, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली जो एक्सेस लैंड थी, रादर देन हैव द गवर्नमेंट टेक इट अवे, पीपल फॉर्म्ड सोसाइटीज एंड गिव इट इनटू दैट सोसाइटीज ओनरशिप. सो एक तो वो प्लॉट ओनरशिप वाली पुरानी सोसाइटियां जो बनी हैं, प्लस ओल्ड सोसाइटीज, देयर इज टोटल ऑफ इन पुणे 18,000 societies which are registered, cooperative housing societies, I'm talking only housing, 18,000, of which 9,000 have crossed the age where redevelopment becomes a necessity.
I think that's a big number.
That's a huge number. Right. Today, if you count the number of redevelopment projects currently underway, they are going to be in the few hundreds. Few hundreds. And I'm being optimistic. I'm counting even the single building redevelopment projects. वो गिन करके एक few hundreds में है. So over the coming years, we are going to see in thousands these projects coming up. Old areas, pet areas, large development concerns were there. रास्ते छोटे हैं, कैसे बनाया जाए? So 18 में UDCPR आया, Unified Development Control Rules for whole of Maharashtra. Redevelopment के लिए special provision की गई, where you can raise the height even if the width of the road is narrow, only for redevelopment. Fresh project बनाओगे तो height नहीं मिलेगी, redevelopment में मिल जाएगी. अब pet areas will see a lot of the, those small narrow roads जहाँ पर abutting है, you'll see redevelopment coming up in those. Old areas like Kothurud, massive redevelopment potential. Small G+1, G+2 buildings which were, those are coming up. South Pune again is becoming a hotbed until 2016. South Pune का reason अलग है. Until 2016, you could not load TDR, Transfer of Development Rights. I'll just explain what. मेरी लैंड रास्ते में चली गई तो I get गवर्नमेंट से सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है, इतना स्क्वायर फुट कहीं भी और चढ़ा दो. That's TDR. In short. सिटी का TDR आप यहाँ नहीं यूज कर सकते थे. जोन्स थे. Which is why you'll see 2016 के पहले कोंडवा में या साउथ पुणे में जितनी बिल्डिंगें बनी हैं और ऑल G+1, G+2 लोड ही नहीं कर सकते थे, FSI बहुत कम मिलता था. 16 के बाद सडनली you'll see 10, 12, 13, 15 फ्लोर बिल्डिंग. दिस इज हार्डली वेरी रिसेंट. Now what happens to those G+1, G+2 जो 2016 तक छोटे छोटे बने हैं, suddenly they will start getting the benefit of additional FSI, वहाँ पे बढ़ना शुरू हो जाएगा. Up and coming areas like Kharadi and all this, अभी they've seen that real estate spot. So I don't see much happening in those areas.
Those areas are not that old.
Not that old. And cantonment areas follow a very different regime in terms of land laws.
Okay.
So वहाँ पर भी थोड़ा सा difficulty है. Freehold ownership नहीं है of land in cantonment areas, and you see these individual houses G+2. वो थोड़ा सा I am seeing a little bit of a lag in redevelopment when it comes to cantonment because of the ownership regulations that apply to cantonment areas. बाकी PMC में जो हैं,
Right.
you'll see Katraj, Sahkar Nagar, Bibwewadi, old areas, Mukund Nagar,
Right.
which have now become extremely premium.
Right.
Suddenly you'll see spurts of redevelopment in the coming, 1.5, 2 years.
Right. Next 5 years is going to be.
5 years is going to be, and the best part is abhi currently, if a developer wants to set up a project, premium area में free land बाकी नहीं है. So if you were to think of an area, any area, premium area, Koregaon Park,
Right.
कहाँ land है? So if I want to make a project in Koregaon Park, I don't have fresh land available.
Right.
I have to go to a society and say कि sir redevelopment कर रहे थे. So all these premier areas, Baner, Aund, Koregaon Park, this is the prestige value redevelopment where builders are following up with societies ki sir please karne do, because having a project in that area adds to their credibility. Kothurud, Sahkar Nagar, Bibwewadi, Katraj, Dhankaudi, these are areas where societies are, going after developers ki हमारा plot है, कर लो उसमें. And south में you're seeing a good mix of both. Premium भी है, you're getting a good rate, so you'll see a good mix of both.
Nice. I think so. Now that we are speaking about Pune, right, and particularly about redevelopment projects that are going to come in coming years, what will be like a procedure that you think people should follow, or just to make sure that the common mistakes will be avoided?
Absolutely. So जैसे मैंने when I started off in the beginning,
Right.
dummy bidders से बचना है.
That's one.
That's become an industry now to enter into a LOI,
Right.
file a civil suit,
Right.
और society को अटका के रख दो, and then demand money like ransom.
Right.
So I'm seeing that happening regularly. First thing to do is to ensure that you place a cap on what kind of developer you want to associate with. See, every developer comes with their own ethos. उनका एक style है of doing things. People know that. I don't want to sound like advertisement for developers in Pune, but there are some names which are known, which are trusted. And all of those names I know for a fact because they are my clients are interested in redevelopment.
Right.
I always tell my societies, पहले इनसे बात कर लो. These are companies or developers who are debt free. उनके ऊपर कोई कर्जा नहीं है. So they can do the project on their own money. One of the biggest criteria which I ask people to apply is how soon are you going to require a loan? Is the developer going to put up front 20% of his funds and 80% loan? How does that work? Because the bigger the debt,
Right.
he has to service it and plus fulfill all other obligations.
Right.
जिसका debt नहीं है, he is not worried, he is more focused on executing the project.
Getting it complete.
Right? So these few companies, I always tell people, go for the tier 1 first. If it happens to be that your plot is too small, they are not interested, or for any other reason, it doesn't fit within their strategy that I don't want to go for it. Then of course, then you go for public tendering.
Right.
Then you need the services of professionals. So hire a good advocate, hire a good chartered accountant, hire a good architect to give you advice independent of any sort of pressure or influence from somebody who wants to win the project.
Understood. So basically, these are all criteria that you have to keep for selecting the right developer.
Absolutely. उनका 3 साल का look at their financial performance.
Right.
Look at what kind of projects have they done.
Right.
RERA portals are online. Go and check how many complaints in his earlier projects have people made against him. Online दिख जाता है. And if you find consistently there are complaints कि delayed possession है, quality of construction is not good, start filtering them out. And these are all public sources. Anybody can look at it. But hiring a professional allows you to do that in a much more structured manner. So when I tell my client societies, advocate hire करो, उनसे litigation search निकालो कि इसके अगेंस्ट कितनी केसेस कौन से केस कोर्ट में फाइल्ड है. Figure that out. It will give you an idea of what kind of person he is. Have your CA go through 3 years of financials. पता चलेगा कितने लोन्स लिए थे, क्या किया था, सरसाई सर्च करो उसके नाम का. Have your architect give you a proper idea of your plot and its potential, so that you don't sit at the table blind. ये चीजें करोगे अगर, and of course if the tier ones are refusing, have to go through the process, you should go through this. Then comes a stage where people have कि मैं so and so को जानता हूँ. I know so and so developer. मुझे इसी से कराना है यार. Possible. Nothing against it. Then comes the important stage of drafting your agreements. Bulletproof agreements होनी चाहिए. All facets, मुझे rent कितना मिलेगा when I'm gone? How much betterment allowance am I going to get? अब when I leave the building, my maintenance is 400 rupees a month. छोटी single building है, क्या ही maintenance होगा? When I come into a swanky new building, suddenly my maintenance is going to be 5,000 rupees a month. उसके लिए बेटरमेंट चार्ज लोगे आप. कुछ डेवलपर कॉर्पस फंड कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा सोसाइटी के लिए. व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स दैट ही इज गोइंग टू गिव यू एज सोसाइटी मेंबर्स? हैव द टाइमलाइंस बीन क्लियरली लेड डाउन? आर यू श्योर दैट इन इवेंट ऑफ अ ब्रीच, अगर सपोज बिल्डर ने रेंट का चेक बाउंस कर दिया तो क्या, व्हाट हैपेंस इन दैट केस? हैज योर अग्रीमेंट कवर्ड ऑल ऑफ दैट? Drafting then becomes very important when you are entering. It's always important. But with the tier ones, with the properly selected ones, there is room where you can say कि चलो ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत we can negotiate on the clauses. But in case of such where you don't have all of these criteria fulfilled, फिर your agreement has to be bulletproof. हर breach का you have to think of every possible scenario. ये टैक्स लग जा, अब मेरी बिल्डिंग गिर गई, प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स तो रजिस्टर है, कौन भरेगा? मैं भरूं जब मेरे पास फ्लैट ही नहीं है. व्हाट हैपेंस इन दैट केस? व्हाट हैपेंस इफ द रेंट चेक्स बाउंस? व्हाट हैपेंस सडनली इन द मिडल ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट यू डोंट हैव द फंड्स टू कंप्लीट इट? आधी बिल्डिंग बना दी और छोड़ के चले गए. व्हाट डू आई डू इन दैट केस? इज देयर एन एग्जिट मैकेनिज्म? इज देयर सम मैकेनिज्म बाय वे आई कैन मॉनिटर द प्रोग्रेस? स्ट्रक्चर सही लग रहा है कि नहीं, मैं अपना स्ट्रक्चरल इंजीनियर लगा देता हूँ चेक करने के लिए बिल्डिंग सही बन रही है कि नहीं बन रही है, मटेरियल सही यूज हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. सो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स कैन बी डन. एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स एंड ऑफ द डे इट्स अ लीप ऑफ फेथ. शादी है, सही चली तो चली, नहीं चली तो नहीं चली. इट्स अ लीप ऑफ फेथ. यू टेक ऑल द प्रिकॉशंस दैट यू कैन, बट इट्स अ मैरिज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे.
You just make sure that risk is.
You minimize the risk. But then it's a leap of faith at the end of it. But if it succeeds, it delivers fabulous results. I've seen very, very happy people coming back. कई मेरे clients have come back. Old people. बच्चे US में रहते थे, पुराने घर में आते नहीं थे, आके होटल में रहते थे. आज I mean it's a very touching thing. One of my clients tells me, चल मेरा बेटा आ तो रहा है, कम से कम मेरे घर पे तो रह रहा है. Because now I've shifted into that. So there's good things happening. Unnecessary fear को abandon करके logically, clearly, if you reason it out, take help of professionals to make sure that you're not stepping into any of these minefields. And as long as that happens, there's a reasonably good chance you're going to come back to a fantastic house.
Do you also think that probably while people are taking these decisions, emotions are playing a big role? Sometimes people think that acha, I have spent my life here and all.
Like I said, the first example I gave you, family जैसा है. एक हो गई रोने वाला, मेरे बच्चे यहाँ बड़े हुए, मेरा पहला घर था, मैंने अपने पैसों से खरीदा हुआ पहला घर था. But to a large extent I'm finding this tendency coming down. ये बहुत पुराने वालों में ये होता था, ये हमारी वास्तु है, इसमें लक आया है, लक्ष्मी आई है, इसको कैसे छोड़ दूं.
That's the emotion, right?
But now I am seeing majority prevails. The good part of a cooperative society is एक दो अगर ऐसे हों भी जो नहीं करना चाहते हैं, the good of the larger number of people will prevail. Majority will prevail. I have not seen any projects going down because of these kinds of things. You are coming back to a better house. And आजकल तो क्या every builder advertises his flats as Vastu compliant and this and that.
Everyone knows the.
So everybody knows what is to be done and what's not to be done. So I've never seen a project stall on account of this. These are used as bargaining chips. अरे ये तो bargaining chip है. मेरा emotion जुड़ा हुआ है, थोड़ा extra दो. That's pretty much the end of it, and then it gets over. I have not seen, nobody gives up 2 crore rupees ka flat just because I have emotion stuck. I'm not seeing that much now.
I think we have discussed quite a lot. Probably I should have taken a pen and paper to write all these things down. But I think this is something that is not discussed generally, and can also be a fact that people have less awareness of these things outside, right? So I'm hoping that with this podcast and with this overall discussion that we had, people will be able to understand exactly when it comes to redevelopment what exactly are the common things that they should be aware of. Simple things like you say, going to the portals which are publicly available. I'm sure people still don't know about the portals where you can go and just search about these things publicly, right? So these things have to be done by everyone.
Absolutely.
So that the risk is minimum.
Minimized. True.
Great. Anything that you want to inform our viewers as a closing note?
As a closing note, again, try and get rid of the biases that you have against any sort of, cheating or fraud stories that you've heard, nightmare stories that you've heard. It is an amazing process. The government machinery, the entire ecosystem stands with you. Laws stand with you as customers, as flat holders now. You've got n number of people looking out, watching your back. I think you should take the step. It helps in many ways, including the locality as well where you're living. So I encourage pretty much every society who is even thinking of it to take the next step and take it forward.
Great. Anyone who really wants to know more about redevelopment, I think you guys know who is the right person now. So we will definitely be adding his details in the description so that you can probably reach out to him. Share this with anyone probably your WhatsApp groups, society WhatsApp groups, family WhatsApp groups, so that everyone is well aware if at all they are thinking of redevelopment in future. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.